Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Today my shop is returning customer. This is 2012 Toyota Prius. It has 157,000 miles on the odometer, and there are two problems or two complaints. One is that passenger headlamp, it's slightly fogged. Do you see this? I wiped them off. They were wet outside because it's raining, and it was raining whole winter. You guys are experts, we know that, so it will be no surprise to me if you say, yep, it was raining, it's March, the whole winter there was a moisture, and it got there through incorrectly installed light bulb. So let's go look at that. We discussed on this channel how to install correctly these bulbs, so you know that I have to remove these two bolts and then carefully wiggle out this part, which will give me perfect access to behind that headlight, and I will be able to inspect the bulbs. This always gives me a little bit of hard time because I don't want to cut myself when it will give. That's it. Here we go. The part is out. I installed a light there for you, and hopefully you will be able to see what I saw. Hopefully there's enough space. Do you see that low beam connector? It's only partially turned. It's sideways, and this is where whole winter the moisture was unfortunately seeping in. So I need to open it. Ideal will be to introduce some warm air inside, but here you can see it outside. We checked in the parking lot with the customer. We knew these ones are working. So I will leave it open like that so it can be breathing right now, because it's finally in dry area, and we will go and look on the problem number 2. He said both high beams are out, and we confirm it again in the parking lot. They are not working. He said, I checked fuses and relays and they are okay, so I don't know what else to do with it. Now, where the high beams are. This is the low beam and this is the high beam. So there is even a relatively better access. Do you see it right there? That's the high beam. So I will start with removing the bulb and testing it. We discussed it before. I recommend everybody first unclip the connector, the electric wiring connector. You push on the tab and then force it down. It's the same or on high beam and low beam. Only after that it's actually relatively easy to keep working on that bulb, because the wiring harness, the connector, it's not limiting your movement. So I will turn it. It's a counterclockwise, and let's see what's up with that bulb. I'm really hoping that the bulbs are burned and it will be easy replacement. Here you can see this is the high beam bulb out of passenger headlight. And as usually, I will ask you, be here with me and cross your fingers for me, please. I really want to have it easy today. I will touch these two pins which are in the connector. Despite the fact we don't see blackness in that bulb, we don't see physical damage to that wire, I at least don't. I hope there is open, there's no continuity, and it will stay. The multimeter on the ohms will stay in open. We always check it, touch both probes. Do you see it? It's going to zeros. And now it's the moment, the truth. I have different cars scheduled, so I followed my gut and I said, hey, that should go fast. I bet you both bulbs are bad. And he just thinks that it's something else, because how come both of them are bad, right? I look at it, I'm touching the pins inside and we are at open. And you cannot blame that owner, you cannot blame him that he didn't recognize it. It's actually really, even if he pulled it out, which he didn't probably, I don't see the black, and the bulb, the filament inside seems to be perfect. So it's misleading if you don't have all the tools and the knowledge. How is the access to the one on the driver's side? Well, I will say pretty good. Do you see it right there, the same connector, that kind of purple wire? That's actually the high beam, so I will remove that. Hopefully when I push on that pin, hopefully it will nicely slide down. And I will not cut myself on anything here, but that's relatively good space. Now again, counterclockwise. The bulb is out. Oh, this one is immediately visible. Let me show you. And I'm assuming that even the biggest skeptic will agree we don't have to test this one, because the wire, it's absolutely clearly broken. Can you see it? Maybe that's perfect. Yep. And for those who are even bigger skeptics than the biggest skeptic, let's touch those contacts here. Oh yeah, still open, no matter what I do. We have open, testing is done. We need new 2 bulbs. New bulbs arrived, so let's go and install both new ones. As we discussed, when you're removing it and handling it, please don't touch. I will show it on the old one. Don't keep grabbing this glass, leaving the oil from your skin on it. It's not good. Try not to touch that glass area. So I have a new bulb, and it's basically the install is opposite as you took it out. So the connector will be facing towards to the wall, slightly down. That's how I removed it, and now I will go and turn it towards to the bottom, towards to the floor, and it should really look nicely and firm in the place. It's facing perfectly down. I will connect and listen for a click of the connector. Heard it? Let's do the other one. Here we go, brand new bulb. I'm not touching the glass, looking carefully down here. And again, it's towards to you, slightly like 45 degree, and I will turn it all the way down. You maybe even heard that click. It may go boom. Now, only now when it's facing perfectly down, again, the connector, and listen for click. It clicked, perfect, it's installed. And I know there was our problem, so I will not even go test it, and I will go and install this part automatically, because I believe in my work and I know it's all good, no doubt. So these are those 10 millimeters. We'll start them up with the hand. I can use my tool here. Good, and let's go and enjoy fruits of our labor. And as usually, let's start the check with the low beams, which were okay. The other lens is very slightly still fogged, but right now the whole repair was for high beams. What do you say? Look at that. Absolutely awesome. And I guess the moral of the story here is don't make any assumptions. If you have both high beams out, it doesn't mean that problem is elsewhere. It still could be both bulbs bad. So I hope you find this video helpful and be subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend, my friend.